Hey guys, in today's video we are going to go over how to prep your journal when you're short on time. So in today's video I'm going to be prepping some pages in my journal, and I thought it'd be a good idea to just kind of break it down into categories of things that I use to sort of get my journal prepped. And I do this because I do run short on time throughout the week to actually sit down and dedicate like an hour or two to journaling. So this way I can still do something creative that's not too stressful or too time demanding, and I can feel like my journal is moving ahead instead of not touching it for days and days because I don't have time, and then I feel like I'm not moving ahead, like I'm not progressing. So first up is something that I think is pretty universal in the journaling world, and that's washi tape. And here I'm using an extra wide piece to sort of reinforce the spine. I think washi tape is really versatile and it's functional as well. As you can see here, I'm using it to reinforce this vintage paper that was breaking apart on me. But it comes in a lot of different fun colors and patterns, and you can definitely use it to layer. It's kind of see-through, so you can still see the page behind it. So I just think that overall washi tape is like one of those things that you can't go wrong with. Next category is mail, and any mail applies. It could be really pretty sort of themed mail, promotional mail from organizations, or maybe you get happy mail. I have a few Patreon subscriptions, and part of the subscription is to receive really cute happy mail, so I like to save those. Here's a little card I did some sewing detail on. You have really pretty advertisements that they send through the mail, so anything goes in this category as long as it's mail. The other thing I want to stress about this process is not to stress, because this should be just about picking pieces that you like and sort of just putting them wherever you want in your book, not really thinking about matching things or if things are going to work, kind of just taking those sort of fears out of your head and just having fun with the process of gluing things into your journal. Our next category up is, of course, scrapbook paper scraps. I know that pretty much all of us have a little stash somewhere of scraps. I really like to use these a lot. I try to incorporate scrap paper scraps in almost all of my layouts. I just think they look really sort of organic when they're ripped up like this, and I especially like to save the ones with a lot of detail. Like in this case, we have a lot of botanical detail, so I think they add a lot to a page. And I'm not promoting holding on to an insane amount of scraps. Obviously, I don't want you to create clutter in your house if that's a trigger for you, but it is nice to have a few hand-picked pieces that you've kept to sort of incorporate into your journal later on. Our next category is like art paper, any kind of paper that maybe you created yourself. Like in this case, I have some copies of my sketchbook that I had printed for another journaling spread, and I had some extras. Or it could be art paper. For example, I used these other pieces as part of my hand lettering tutorial, and it just looked too nice to throw away, so I just painted some leaves and sprayed it with some glimmer mist. It could be palettes, little watercolor palettes that you make for yourself. So any kind of art paper or pieces of small art that you have lying around make great additions, and they really personalize your journal. And our last category is digitals. You can print these out specifically to prep your journal, or like in my case, I printed out too many for some projects a while back, and I hate throwing them out because obviously you spend time and money printing them. So I just keep them to the side along with like my scrap paper stash, and you can use them in your journal to prep. And again, I stress that with this process, don't think too much about the digitals or what they look like or if they're going to go with your theme. I find that whether they get covered up again or if you use them as a background, they're always going to work. So definitely take the overthinking and stress factor out of it and just go with the flow. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful, and let me know down in the comments what things you guys like to use to prep your journals, and if you use this method, or are you someone who just journals per session all in one go. I really admire you if that's you, and I want to thank you all so much for stopping by. I love you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.